I want to take it back, Pat, to when you joined us in the spring. It was shortly after Russell Wilson had joined the team. You had talked about, obviously, the throwing session that you had gotten to have with him at the time. And you even told us at that time you didn't want to give up, too much information, really didn't want to dive into the specifics of any contract talk, which 100% made sense. But you told us at that time that your goal was to remain here in Pittsburgh. Now that it's come true, what does that feel like?
Man, it feels great. Just kind of the stress and anxiety of it all. Obviously, lifted off my shoulders. I was always obviously focused on football the whole time during camp and
Mhm.
obviously, Atlanta prep and all that kind of stuff. But it was hard, obviously, with the contract talks going in the back of my mind and stuff like that. But honestly, like the guys that got me through it in the locker room. Just talking to the vets, stuff that experience that they've gone through, and it was great. Full support from all the guys. Hearing their stories and kind of being what I've been through and stuff, and can't say enough about of the guys that the character of the guys we have in the locker room, and we're all very close, so it's been awesome.
Now, being that you were drafted by the Steelers, the NFL draft obviously works a lot different than free agency because you can't necessarily pick where you're going
Yeah.
to go. But you, like I said, were pretty adamant about this is where you wanted to be. Why did you know and when did you know that this is where you wanted to spend your second contract in the NFL?
Yeah, well, honestly, like I knew I wanted to be here for a long time. Just just being when I first got here and rookie mini camp and just being around the veteran guys, and I always think back to the story of Vince Williams. Like that was the year he retired, but he was still kind of at that OTA stuff, and
Mhm.
he's on the coaching staff right now, so we were laughing about it. Like I had a couple good plays and came to me and he was like, "You're a for lifer," and I was like, "What you mean?" And he was like, "You're a Steeler for life." And I think that's when it kind of hit me. Like, just I kind of went home and I just did some like just looking online and stuff and just looking about all the greats who's been here for their whole career and been here for a long time and signed second contracts. It was great and it was cool to go down that path. And obviously, I worked really hard to get to this point, and just being able to be in Pittsburgh, all the love from all the fans, the love from the fan base, and the good and the bad. I've had obviously some plays I obviously want back, but that's what makes you grow as a individual and as a player. And every single day you go out there, I've learned throughout my career that you're not only playing for yourself, you're playing for the city, and Pittsburgh is really strong and passionate about that. So I love it, and I wouldn't want it any other way.
I don't know if you've realized this. I kind of just realized this. And we've talked about, like, going back to the conversation we had in the spring, we talked about you wanting to take on more of a leadership
Yeah.
role and being one of the longer tenured guys, as crazy as that sounds, on the
Mhm.
offense. Now you're the only guy that's signed a second contract that was drafted by the team currently on
Mhm.
the offense.
Yeah.
So what does that mean to you? Do you carry that on your, or are you going to? I don't know if it's really even set in yet for you, but are you
Mhm.
going to carry that on your shoulders and try to, be that presence now for everybody on the offense?
Yeah, I mean, I think it goes both ways. I mean, obviously, that is true. I guess that I've got to my second contract, and I'm the only one really on the offense. But there's been so many great guys that are on the team right now that are such good leaders, and someone that we don't talk enough about is Dan Moore. I think he's a hell of a
Mm,
leader for the offensive line, and same with Isaac. He came over from Philly, but he's really
yeah.
cemented himself as a leader on the offensive line. So just being around guys like that who push me as a player and a leader. Um, we have so many good young leaders on the offense. That I don't really think that I have to do much different. Obviously, I guess I have that label on me now, but I'm just gonna continue to do how I've approached every single day and every single time I step foot on that building and on the field. So it paid off now. So just why not? Why change? So just can continue to be that.